Hi, it's Katie with Nolcha's Fashion Entrepreneur Report. We're bringing you daily videos to make business easy for the fashion-minded. Today, I'm with Nancy Berger, VP of Marketing and Communications of Project Trade Show, and she'll be teaching us today how to build a successful trade show booth. Thanks for joining us, Nancy.
Hi, Katie.
Okay, so what are the top 3 things designers should never do in a trade show booth?
I think the first and most important thing is when you're in a trade show booth is to never sit back just looking bored, uninterested. I think it almost takes over how beautiful your booth could be if you sit there and look like you have nothing to do. So the first thing I always tell, especially young designers, is be active. Get out of your seat. Stand in the hallways and the aisles. Meet people, talk to people. Really, really important. Another thing that's really important to always remember is not to what I call over-merchandise. A lot of young brands feel like they have to take every single piece in their collection to a show, which I think really puts out the image that they're not really sure of what they're doing, don't really believe in what they're doing. So really be authentic. Pick your favorite pieces, pick what you're passionate about, and that will come through in your sales process. And then lastly, I think really, really important is to pay attention. Let's just say you have a small space, pay attention to the other visuals that you bring into the space. Sometimes in a 10 by 10, too much visual enhancement can take away from the clothing. I almost say being a little bit more pure is better. So don't over merchandise, don't be overly creative with the space in a small situation.
Okay, and when you were talking about what pieces that they should bring, what do you think a designer should bring? Their full collection or just their best pieces, and why?
I think you should definitely bring the best pieces. You should always put your best foot forward. Like I said a minute ago, if you bring too much, it's confusing to the buyers, it's confusing to everyone around you. You need to look super, super focused. I always say less is more in fashion. If you bring what you really believe in, people will see that. And, you know, we talk about authenticity a lot in my business and being true to yourself. And if you're true to yourself, people are going to respond. That's really the key.
Okay, great. And could you give us some low-cost tips to create the best experience for your brand at a trade show?
Sure. You know, still playing into this less is more concept. Clearly, if you bring less, it's going to cost you less. For a small brand, I always say pack and carry if you can. So that's a great way to think about it. If you can actually fly with your merchandise and then reel it in whether it's a rolling case, that's always a great way to go. Some other things you can do is plan ahead. Doing everything at the last minute always costs more money. Book your travel way in advance. Talk to your trade show partner. Maybe they have great hotel deals that they can give you. Maybe they have airline deals that they can give you. So definitely plan ahead. And lastly, you can find really interesting ways to create collateral today. I tell a lot of people try to do things visually, digitally. Bring your computer into the space and show people your collateral that way. It can save you a ton of money.
Perfect. Nancy, I appreciate you joining us and explaining how to build a successful trade show booth. And thanks everyone at Katie from Nolcha's Fashion Entrepreneur Report.
Thanks, Katie.